Dear Laura, first and foremost, you must call him Will. Mr. Morrison only serves to remind me. Oh, sorry guys. Uh, you know, this is really the only Tom King Marvel or DC comic I've read. I heard some people say that his stuff isn't that good. I know the latest Supergirl movie is based on his story. Is his Supergirl book any good, and is the movie any good? But that's neither here or there. Welcome to Book It To Me. This is my Booktube tag. I wanted an original name because a lot of Booktube tags feel kind of generic to me. The name Book It To Me is based on the Rowan Martin Laugh-In segment. If you guys didn't know, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In was an old TV show, and at some point within the show, Rowan and Martin always had a segment where someone would say, "It's Sock It To Me time," where they would have guests like John Wayne, or at one moment, Rich Nixon would say, "Sock It To Me?" And I wanted something very memorable for this. So that's why I'm calling it Book It To Me. You'll see that later when we get to question 4. Okay. And I will try and put the questions in the comments below, but or in the descriptions. They'll be in the description of the comments, and when I do, I'll try and streamline them. This is essentially me where I am via stream of consciousness here. Favorite historical era or eras when reading. Least favorite when reading history or historical fiction. Note, if you're not into history or historical fiction, you may substitute genres that you most normally read, like sports or sports romance. Well, I do read history and historical fiction. Usually I tend to favor Japanese history and westerns, usually. My least favorite is probably Rome. I can handle Roman history, but several times I've read Roman historical fiction. I hated it. That seems to be the one period of history I can read Roman history, and I'm great with that. But anytime I read historical fiction set in Rome, it just bores me. I can't explain it. 2. Do you read just novels, or do you read comics, mangas, and magazines like Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine? And can we read it first of each genre, and if not, why? Comics, mangas, and magazines, yes, and I do read some mystery magazines, but not as many as I used to. Mangas, yes. It was Dot Hack, Legend of Twilight, Volume 3. We were going on a trip, and we were going to sit in the waiting room. Mom let me buy one manga, and I picked Volume 3 because it was the biggest of the 3 volumes. So it's one of those things where I actually started at the end of the series and then worked my way forward later on. Eventually I did read all 3 volumes in the right order, but yeah, I actually started at the end of the series and worked my way backwards. The first comic I've read was actually an Archie Sonic comic. I don't know which issue it was, but I remember the main story was Princess Sally reading Tales of Bedtime Story about some sort of alternate version of Sonic that was a knight that ran around in armor, and then discovered that later on he could actually run faster when he wasn't wearing the armor. I don't know. If anyone could tell me what issue that is, I would love to know, because I don't think Jeremy has that comic. And I think the first time I ever got a magazine was literally a Weekly Mystery Magazine, but I couldn't tell you what one it was. What is the genre you've covered the most, or that has been spotlighted, or what writer, or in some cases comic writer or artist has been most spotlighted on your channel? If you cover mangas and comics. I tried to make the questions all inclusive, and like I said, I don't know. I'll try and streamline them. I think probably genre-wise, I think I probably covered a lot of biographies, but I think probably westerns and mysteries. I think are probably the main things I probably cover on this channel. Comic-wise, I think I probably covered a lot of Golden Age stuff and probably a good amount of Marvel. Okay, guys. Now this one's gonna be interesting. Now, as I told you, this is based on the Saka to Me from the Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. So, number 4, you need to do your best version of the Saka to Me bit, but using the tag Book It To Me. You can do an impression of some famous actor, or you can do "It's Book It To Me time" and pass it to someone else and have them do it. I'll show you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Book It To Me time. Well, alright, Book It To Me. I'll book it to me. See? Simple as that. Just gotta say, say it. In the after show, after someone says "sock it to me," they would have got hit with a pie, but I don't have the budget for that. Okay, last one. Tag others. So I'm gonna tag Joel Swagman Reviews. I was gonna do puns, but I'm not gonna go that far. Bookburger, Peter Olzowski, and Storm Reads. Alright, so hope you like this book tag, Book It To Me. Until next time, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you're new, and hopefully one of the other people I tag will do some videos too, and tag some others, and hopefully we'll make this a thing. Until next time, Book It To Me. Comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you're new, and we'll see you next time.